What is up, friends? Happy days. It's time for some FACEIT League. We are at the end of week 2. Happy Friday. Well, you made it through your week. Congratulations. And, well, I've got a potential banger here for you. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Would have been a certified banger, but you know what? We've seen some changes here to one of these rosters. Both of these rosters entered this season with, a lot of expectations behind them. Areas, I think, it fell into a bit of a spot where it wasn't quite their meta there at the end of season 6. Ended up coming in, was it 3rd there below MewThree and SR Peak Check. MewThree were your runner-ups. But I have Ereus rated higher still coming into season 7. I mean, this should be a banger. You've got two teams with a lot of identity, big powerhouse teams. And both teams have had some minor changes, actually. I was initially just saying one. Both teams have actually seen some minor changes to their roster. We'll see if they have a major impact when we get in game. Appreciate y'all being here. We're here for our final day of the week. Should be a good one. Let's get into it. Let's take a look. All right, Ereus taking off MewThree today. Ereus coming in at your number 1 seed in my power ranking. MewThree coming in notoriously at your 15th seed in my power ranking. Yeah, that was just due to some saltiness. The truth of the matter is they probably are a top 3 team. Should probably be, we'll go 3rd in the power rankings. Here, we can pull those up for you real quick. We did just have the unexpected banger of Dreamlight getting the 3-0 over SR Peak Check yesterday. So, I mean, there is that right out of the gate. We saw, Slowdive and Gucci coming in. Apparently, just even more of an upgrade to this Dreamlight roster than I was anticipating. And they take a 3-0 over the defending champs just yesterday. I mean, realistically, yeah, I put the salty 15 there on MewThree because of stuff. But realistically, that's a joke, right? Like that's just me being salty on them. The realistic power of the roster that we saw here, right, with Brightside, Scrade, and Pomatimo, I would realistically probably would have put in 4th or 3rd. But as we get these off the screen and you start comparing this to the rosters that we actually see today, you'll notice there have been important changes. Most notably on MewThree's side. We no longer see Scrane here. We no longer see Pomatimo here. Brightside still on the roster, but we've brought Escanor in, which is a name I don't feel like I've seen in a hot minute. Escanor, kind of really hit the radar, really pinged my radar. I want to say like in 2024, like season 2, season 3, like early FACEIT League when I'm kind of first getting started in this league. Oh, in those ancient days of 2024, I felt like Scrane was was again a player that I was like, wait, where did Scrane end up? Where was Scrane through the rest of season 6? Places Senna on this MewThree squad after MewThree come in and have a stellar season 6 with Senna in the hit scan role. They get 2nd place overall in season 6. She leaves, and when we see Scrane pop back up here on this MewThree squad, apparently it was super short-lived. Whatever the reason, that is two pretty key DPS players that are no longer here for MewThree. On the other side, Area's big change, we brought Totori in. Totori now on this roster, apparently pretty new addition to a roster that otherwise has not changed at all. It feels like ever. Seems like this Ereus roster has... I don't know if it's exactly true, if they've been exactly the same since their expert days. Where they did come in 2nd there to conclude 2024. Getting them a spot in Master Division. They've been in Master Division ever since. They've actually been a pretty good powerhouse in Master Division ever since. Season 4, like I said, your first debut in Master Division, you have a winning record, you make it to playoffs. Season 5, you're your 2nd seed at 14-1. And I think that was a tied 12-3 in season 6. Like this is, and by season 6, this team was like, had hit the number 1 slot in my power rankings. And now with the Totori in, I feel like you just add another level of depth, of dynamic experience as well. And swapping out a tank is a big change, right? That's a pretty big, like, it's going to change your whole pacing, and it really affects kind of the style of the way a team plays. A lot of it does revolve around the style of the tank player. So that is normally a pretty large change, but with as much synergy as this Ereus squad has, I think it would slot in nicely. You're just changing out the one player And it'll be, you know, Hattori, I think, kind of fitting into the groove of Ereus more than the entire team trying to play around Hattori's style. But I do feel like Hattori and Lars do have pretty different styles. Lars hyper-aggressive. I feel like Hattori is very fundamental and Lars is hyper-aggressive. I mean, just kind of top of my head assessment. MewThree, of course, I mean, you're going to have Golden Pants at the helm since, you know, GP's joined the squad. Has just been... Which GP has basically been here ever since the second week of Season 6, I think that's correct. Was, I think, slated to be on this roster, but just couldn't join initially. Like, had other obligations or something going on originally. But I still stand by one of, if not the best Wrecking Ball in the West. I would put up against any of the OWCS tanks in EMEA or NA as far as Wrecking Ball play. I mean, I think Golden Pants has things that he is absolutely the best in the world at on this hero. Like the short game is just crazy town. Areas are getting first pick here. We're going into Nepal to start things off. We're going to get a side swap. What are we banning out? I think we often ban the ball out early. I feel like everybody bans the ball out map 1 and just get it out of control. But we'll see. Areas may hold on to that ban, try to go something a little bit more. Okay, yeah, they are just going to get the Wrecking Ball out immediately. Wrecking Ball's so powerful on control for the... I mean, can kind of become a lone staller and really maintain control of an objective even when the fight's lost. And so you gives your team time to respawn and come back. And so Areas can win a fight and not get any progress off of it just because GP is that damn good at Wrecking Ball. All right. We got a Lucio ban coming in from MewThree here as we get ready to head into Nepal. Let's get into map 1. Jesper Swag is, in fact, a baller. Actually, okay, this is how baller Jesper Swag is. Jesper Swag came in and coached my team for one scrim. And gave some really good advice. But yeah, we actually had Coach Jesper Swag in our scrim. Helping me out on tank. He said, my Reinhardt showed promise. I take great pride in that. All right, what are we looking at here? Golden Pants is going to rock the Winston with the Wrecking Ball band out. We do have Hattori yet for map 1, so no Lars map 1. And Hattori brought on to play the Ramatra. I mean, this is right up her wheelhouse. This is, like I said, very fundamental player. And you know, when you want a brawl tank, that's what you're looking for. And look at this, finds an isolated Brightside right out of the gate. You know, I was talking about Screen actually not in for this opening map, and man, Brightside just gets annihilated immediately. And that's just so much of your pressure gone. I mean, you do still have a Wuyong. Wuyong just puts out an exorbitant amount of damage, but yeah, it still doesn't make up for losing your hit scan that early in the fight. Oh, and Hattori's going to continue to run down players here. There's Ace in the streamer tag on the Kiriko. I can go verify that actually. It should be Ace. Yeah, that's Ace. AES. I don't know if that's it's supposed to be like more like IS or something like that. I've always just pronounced it Ace. I'm sure it's wrong. Woo! That is, God, Aka's definitely put out a lot of damage. That is an early tidal blast. Unfortunately, GB can't quite make it into that backline. Really wanted to catch up to ICAV. Can't quite do it. Hattori with a Nemesis form in front. Very close to an annihilation. Keep this cycling. Although with that pulse bomb, just sending GP back to spawn. Oh, you may not. Oh, that's a big shot. Brightside landed a chonky railgun shot right into the dome of Hattori. Hattori's still hanging out here with 14 health. Decides to not pop the annihilation. And Ace is going to find too. Ace is a nasty aimer, as you can see by the pair of headshot kills there in the feed. Oh, Euro, that's too kind. I appreciate you saying that. I appreciate you saying that. And Billy, yeah, I mean, love you, buddy. All right. That's China receiving the tidal blast. Escanor actually lands a pulse there on the Pingu while China was trying to chase down. I'm assuming China tried to chase down Ace, and Ace was able to step away. garnering that there was just absolutely nothing over there at the end. ICAP with an OC here, right into the opposing Kitsu. Oh, man. And that is, I mean, a bold move there from Ereus, as they just layer their Kitsu right on top and just stay in the middle. Just hang out right in the thick of it. Confidence rewarded. Fortune favors the bold, so they say. I know, that could have actually been a good call if I'd said that like earlier in the, in the action anyway. OC out of right side here to respond as we push into this left-hand side. We are going to get Escornor receiving a Tidal Blast to push in the right. Try to squeeze. Highcap had nowhere to go. And Hattori just kind of runs into the middle of the sandwich voluntarily. Pops an Annihilation. Meanwhile, MewThree is kind of trying to rotate this point. They've swapped to an Orisa for a little bit more sustained. They're just going to try to fight it out of this objective. With 99%, I see the vision. Is it going to work out? The energy jab and the jab spin will put Hattori all the way into the bottom of the drink. And GP and MewThree get convincing control, it feels like, for the first time. Drink, of course, being a Korra reference for the arena. I don't know if there's actually water inside the Nepal Sanctum, it just sounded good. Y'all knew what I meant. We got pulse bombs available here. And Wu Yong in trouble. Aka drops back, grabs a mega, and just lands a chunky bit of water. Oh, that hurt. A belly flop from Ereus. This is going to take us to final fight. You do have a very important Kitsu. Actually, Kitsu's from both sides. What else are we looking at? Pingo with the Tidal Blast. Hattori with the Winston swap. It's the other... if there's a hero that Hattori does better than Ram, it's probably the Winston. 93%. Kitsu throw it in from MewThree first. Give me the rush through, using the rejuvenating wave to try to get through. That was GP just ripping everybody together, but ICAP has an OC that seems to be the difference maker. Meanwhile, there was a Kitsu and the other two were going to point. There was a Kitsu in the overclock actually holding on the right-hand side. Hattori and China move to the objective, kind of force the fight here. But Ace is able to trade out one. Oh, let's get back to this objective. Oh my goodness. Ereus had a lot of ultimates to work with. They use them pretty well. Point about broke my brain there in opening round. I am clearly not through my first cup of tea. But it was, in fact, an overclock with a Kitsune rush to lock down the right-hand side, while China and Hattori rotated to the objective to ensure... Because they didn't even engage. Hattori was still sitting in the doorway at 93%, and I was starting to get worried. When they get to the point, they're utilizing the healing bubble from Hattori. They don't need a whole lot of sustain. Everybody else is able to hold that right door with the double ultimates, and ICAV delivers. Watch for Brightside with the kitchen rotation. ICAV's got high ground here. This is a nasty angle. Yeah, I was able to slide back into cover. This is a nasty angle for ICAV to have for first fight. MewThree are already kind of being compressed. ICAV kind of just wanders out there from the safety. I'm not quite... Okay, there you go. There you go. Get back into cover, ICAV. Get back into cover. China ends up being the first to fall, despite the seemingly better position out of Ereus. Brightside will stack another one on that one, and... this will be first fight, first cap, going over to MewThree. Oh, that's... Oh, poor Pinga. I will say, they did give over quite a bit of ult charge to Pingo in that stall. Pinga gets up to 70%, although Ace is 80, 90% towards this Kitsu. You can expect this just to get thrown right on top of Hattori. Okay, so Hattori rotates to the point. That's going to war alongside Brightside, keeping it at bay. There's a swift step in the Kitsu in, throw right on top. Texol, oh, just gets run down. Good move out of Escanor. Blinks around, finds the melee on the Pingu as well. Oh, and the follow-up on the China. What a three-piece out of Escanor. MewThree will win fight two. Okay, China should be the ideal target for this tidal blast, but is currently all the way on the other side of the map trying to force the issue on the objective. It is actually going to be Escanor who receives the Weeyong ultimate. Oh, but ICAP still had a rail shot loaded in the chamber with Escanor's name written all over it. ICAP trying to slide in. Terror Search is going to fly too. Camera's going to go right into a wall. ICAP's going to take down GP in the midst of that Terror Surge. So we will get a flip here, but not before MewThree get 98% on the board. That's actually the worst. I hate the 98% because you're not guaranteed in overtime. Like, I don't know, if you're Ereus there, I feel like you wait until they get the 99. Because if they cap, it'll go 99 and end. But if they have 99 and they cap, you get an OT and a chance to touch. So just a little micro thing. MewThree's trying to just hold on here. Suzu, Annihilation, everything just to hold on. Not enough sustain in the world to overcome all 5 players there from MewThree on this high ground. Escanor, the pulse in the pocket, is already forced recall. China jumps back down to the Kitsu low, throws a pulse, and does not. Oh, it does find Brian's side. Oh my goodness. China able to locate that pulse miraculously through the pressure. I don't think it got the stick. I mean, hey, you know what? I could be wrong. Kitsu in play here for Miss. Will it be enough? GP trying to see if they can lock down ICAV, but both supports are keeping the hit scan alive, and Ereus are able to sneak a flip. We did get to 99, right? So, okay, anyway. Am I crazy on that? I feel like it is better for Ereus just to let him get to 99. Escanor is going to receive the tunnel blast, runs in. We'll find Pingu, but not before ICAV has already traded out a pair. MewThree will also get themselves 2 in this fight. Ring, ring goes the dinner bell. Who's hungry? Got yet another Terror Surge here from GP. There's a drop down from MewThree. ICAV with the OC. Okay, I thought I might try to put the flake in, but right side keeping him in check for right now. Oh, what a spear into the follow-up. That was an absolute clay pigeon moment. Brightside nailed it. Brilliantly done. Pingu will fall 99%, and MewThree with a fantastic opening. +2 in this fight. They took an important ultimate out of it already. We're at 99-99 and on track for a 3rd round. Trying to chase down the 1 health China. They will not escape the clutches of Escanor. ICAV has returned on a Flora. Will get a touch, but the Terror Surge does quite a bit of damage. Followed up on by Escanor. Terror Surge, excuse me, Tidal Blast thrown in on MewThree. Does have the primal range to keep this fight going and wait for some of these reinforcements to get back in. That's a Suzu already used, but Pingu gets found out. Golden Pants. Stupid streamer tags. Look at just going to focus down all of the squishy targets. Never mind the giant Winton. They're able to get Texol out of it. Not before Texol found the head of Escanor. MewThree showing off their best Korean skills. And a 2-piece on the point will close out Nepal. It was a close final fight, but Ereus will claim map 1. This primal here at the end. Absolutely enormous. I mean, that was a fight where they were down 2 right out of the gate. I mean, such a good opener there for MewThree. Not only do you find that opening pick onto ICAV, but you're able to take down Pingu. 99% to Tidal Blast. You couldn't have found better opening picks. But the stall, the primal, out of Hattori. I didn't give it its due respects, honestly, in the moment. That primal truly was the straw that broke the monkey's back? Maybe the horse's back. Hey, but now the hamster's back. All right? It's going to be a Cassidy ban out of MewThree as we head to Route 66. Let's go look at some stats. What am I looking at? Bright side, most deaths in the lobby, but Escanor had most picks. You know? That is the dichotomy that is MewThree. That is basically it in a nutshell. GP and Hattori separated by a mere 198 damage. Oh, excuse me, no, 202. Golden Pants actually outdamaged Hattori by 202 damage, leading the lobby. But ICAV. Look at the rest of the DPS, and then look at ICAV. Holy hell, y'all. 12.8k. Now, a lot of that is keeping Hattori in check, right? Keeping GP in check. Where it feels like, Brightside at 7k is probably, Luke was looking more to take the duels. That was, Hattori Primal. Save the day. Absolutely save the day. And to stick it on the Winton as we get into Route 66. Ereus going on the defense here to start. Scrain comes in. Yeah, Hattori really is them. Really is them.
5, 4,
and the mic drop. Let's go.
1. Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
Ooh. All right, we are going to get the double flex support look here out of MewThree. We've seen them run this before. We saw them running this a little bit more recently. We saw them run this against SRP check. Of course, Golden Pants now fully able to go onto the Wrecking Ball. And what a map for it. This is, a lot of high ground to play with. China with excellent flank control, though. You take Escanor out early, and that is such an important tool. So as good as GP is on the Wrecking Ball, they need that Tracer. They need that just extra bit of pressure to really maximize the effectiveness. Gold Peaks going by themselves, you get slept, you get whip shot, you get shield bash, everything thrown onto the hamster, and they're immediately destroyed. Now, Hattori diving, cannot full dive with as much damage as on the other side. You do have an enormous amount of damage threat with Ace on this BAP and Akka pulling out the Yari. We'll scale in the ult fights, particularly against, kind of a flat-footed ICAV and Texal. But in the meantime, those two are both just putting up some numbers. Woo! ICAV is in a little bit of trouble. Good heals there from Texal. You're going to build up towards that nano boost. Oh, and she get found out. GP will take the nano boost off the table. What a good read. That is two corralled and low health defenses members of Ereus. Members of the defense. Damn it. Shit, I almost got that one right. Hattori is, here for the touch, as is China. Nano boost ready, and Banshee slept. Tori's going to get the nano, and a big ante is going to land on the point. This will force a recall out, but there's just an ant matrix staring you down. And not even Hattori's Winston can shrug off that much damage. I don't care how many nano boosts she got. So you can see the importance of Escanor in the 1-2 punch of MewThree's attack. Oh, I love this move. I've learned this move from GP. Just looking to mine the exit here. Waiting for Texal to come out. There it is. Oh! Pile drive in. I think was hoping to perhaps get Rally out. Alright, Captain Sun thrown over the top. It does connect with the Tori. Tori Just kind of held at the high ground. China moves in to find the Loaka. Tori wanted it, but couldn't quite push past the turret. China finds entrance underneath the attacking team. And clean them out here. Big hole with a little over 3 minutes to go.
Working on your injury. Keep close. Healing pilot out.
Oh, we're rocking the university skin. Akka with the glasses on. I love it. I love it. I don't know that I've seen the Yari in glasses. Smart Yari. We're not missing another Hattori Primal. Oh, had screen low, but wisely tries to back out of there. Looking for some healing, is able to escape to the roof of the garage. But, and it's good enough. ICAP's able to follow up, find that kill on the screen where Hattori got those initial, big punches in, those big juggles in. Oh, but she's not getting out this time. The nano boost thrown on to China. Ooh, recall right into the molten core. And with Escanor on her back, Escanor backs up, had the health back control. China was just in a bad spot. Nano booster, no. So there's both nano boosts so far have fallen very flat here, and it's such an important ultimate in this, on a Winston setup. As such, MewThree been able to take these ult fights. As I was talking about, this kind of scaling, but it's not even their own ults that are really getting it done. They're just able to keep the other ultimates at bay. Texall with 2 lackluster nano boosts. Now we're camped in front of the door. It's going to be a rally to try to get this defense back into a contestable position. China is there. The rally backs up, holding on with Hattori to peel for them. Yeah, but they end up just C9 in the point. China can't hold the objective alone. The rally and the Winston get forced away. MewThree are able to win this out, spending only, I guess, 2 of their ultimates. You had the Molten Core early, and then the Ant Matrix late. Texall with a little bit of redemption there. Oh, that was a nice piece of tech. GP jumped off the cart to get up and pile drive onto the high ground. Akka's able to get 1 there with the captive sun. You have another... Okay, it looks like the sunspot may have been on China, but it does fade. Tori also in a bit of trouble. Escanor looking to chase down. The Winston falls back. Once the Tori jumps out, China has been kind of left in enemy territory. Was somehow able to blink down. Did not get the mini. He's trying to go back and get the other one. It's not there. Escanor finds the pick. But Tori's got a nano boost. And Ereus finally get themselves a good nano engage here. Something they've struggled with all map long. The shield on the Wrecking Ball is just gross, especially against sleep darts. So this is a big boon now. So GP can, we've seen Texall land a bunch of these sleeps. When GP engages, they can actually shrug these off. So the sleep dart no longer available. This means that Texall is a prime target at the moment. ICAP pops the OC to keep the Wrecking Ball at bay. Runs down to the cart trying to corral. You see everybody from MewThree just bunched up. That's not where you want to be against a Primal in an overclock. Hattori! I mean, master corralling here. Oh, I mean, any shepherd would be proud. Hattori the shepherd. Corralling hamsters for as long as the day is. Yeah, there was a sentence in there somewhere. I promise. Don't overanalyze it too much. Rally and play. And Ace is like on the front line. Wait a minute. No. Ace just kind of got left alone. Everybody else had gone in. Ace ends up isolated. All right, defense is going to hold here. And MewThree, man, they were steamrolling moving into the warehouse. Areas we're struggling. You know, we have the two pretty poor nano boosts. And I'm not usually one to call something like that, but the nano engages are so imperative in these Winston comps, right? So to have your first two nano engages, really lackluster. A ton of time for MewThree as they were going into the warehouse, but the long, kind of narrow corridor certainly not favor their comp. Thought they might have been able to get it done when they got the opening delivered there from Akka and the Captive Sun. But good juggling, even, Tori had to jump out at one point, and, China goes down, and it felt like they were on the back foot. But Texel's able to return and get a good nano boost into the fight. Tori finds, too, that defense is able to stabilize. And Ereus hangs on. Dig the skin.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Reaper gets some rad skins. Like, that is a really cool skin.
Stop the payload.
See how far they've got Ace all the way in the back of the catwalk. Not even on Big Earls. Which, leaves GP, right, is a little low, right? The sight lines are so far away, yeah. And GP ends up staying in a little too deep for a little too long. We'll get whittled down here. We're down on an interesting spot here. Scrane's been able to trade. It's 3v3 left on the point. Naka will get just run over. Who's just trying to run up and stall. MewThree do have the ability to stall out for a long time. They do still have Escanor. And GP trying to fall back, okay, and regroup. The pursuit from China was thwarted, and the recall is forced, and it looks like MewThree will stabilize. Well, will at least get reinforcements. Will not get staggered any further. They're not stabilizing. They're not getting staggered anymore. Oh, what an ante. You got Swift Step out. Screen! Oh, Screen! Screen, I hate that feeling. Screen had a Tori at absolute 1. Escanor does end up finding that kill and drops a pulse, but the pulse doesn't land. Pingu's able to hold here. Does have rally. It wouldn't surprise me if you see Pingu. Yeah, just go pseudo tank. Oh, gets destroyed. Nano boost on to GP. And suddenly Pingu is barking up the absolute wrong tree. You're thinking, okay, we don't have a big sustain tank in front of me. Perhaps the rally could hold on and, force the break kind of into an off-tank scenario where you can get some aggro. They were kind of starting to stagger out. But MewThree get their reinforcements back wicked fast. Great nano boost. Well-timed nano. But you know what? Texel is going to have one here on the return. And Hittori with yet another primal. We're just going to pop the primal immediately. That's the fearless primal. We're not holding on to this forever. Whoop! Oh, EP Winton? Oh, does not get the 1 ace. Okay, they're turning around to kill Ace. Leaps into a minefield. Oh, no, Hittori! No! Uh-oh. Now you're surrounded. Stagger out of Texel. 70 seconds remaining. China chased off the point. Nano boost onto ICAP. Akka drop the captive sun in. That hits quite a few. Oh! I guess the only good news is Texall had literally just used Nano Boost. Like, that was probably the exact same ult charge Texall would be at, even if they didn't get DC'd. Had literally just hit Nano.
10 seconds remaining.
Right. China through the tunnel will get touch. Does not have to use recall. Importantly, moves in for some mega control. Was able to get in underneath with Vittori moving over to the Diva. China take it down. Death Blossom there behind the point. Mine's on it. There's nowhere for Ereus to go. Every square centimeter of the point is just death. MewThree tie the series.
Play of the game.
I do like that skin. Yeah, this is this captive sun that caused the DC. You knocked Texall right out of the server with this one. Alright, Ereus choosing kings and going back on the attack. The redirect double boops are really cool too. I'm better at those. Where you can kind of clip somebody and knock them kind of at a 45-degree angle and then loop back around until you create enough distance where you can get the second boop in. I'm better at those. We are going to get a Winton ban out of Ereus. Interesting. Are we getting Lars coming in for kings? Let's go with some stats. Yeah, because the double boops on Wrecking Ball is all about creating distance. You have to have a certain amount of distance between you and your target before it allow you to boop again. But you have to create that distance while maintaining your fireball. So for anybody who doesn't know, clearly Caps understands the concept. But for anybody who doesn't know, that's how you get the double boops with Wrecking Ball. Yeah, we are getting Lars coming in, 100%. Yeah, I failed to give you your ban there for map 2. I am so sorry. It was actually a Kiriko ban out of Ereus in that previous map. We're going to get a Kiriko ban out of MewThree. Now, apparently nobody wants to play Kiri today. But yeah, that's why we did. That explains why we didn't see the Kiri. We're getting the double flex support look. This also might mean that we're going right back into the double flex support look for MewThree. All right, let's get into map 3. So we are going to have a Wrecking Ball defense here for point A Kings. You may want to know what that looks like.
2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Lars and Ereus rolling out on the Diva. So we're not going to get Lars' signature Zarya, at least not just yet. Looking for a bit of a high ground approach. Gonna go work the alley, work the high ground. You can see Escanor. Yeah, loop it in for a bit of a sandwich here. GP giving a little bit of space. Setting up for a pile drive. Looking for the squishies. Keep an eye on Escanor to move in alongside with it. The nade does get blocked, importantly enough. Nice shield there from Pingo. And one of the important reasons to have the Brig alongside the Ana in this composition. Big anti-nade lands, and ICAV is going to finish off GP. That's the opening you're looking for. An immediate drop down here, and Lars and everybody starting to pursue, but it's a little haphazard. Escanor is able to catch China in that. Now, where's Escanor? Yeah, Escanor is back behind them. This could be dangerous for Texall. Texall lands a shot, forces the recall. The nade looks like it didn't land. You saw Ace try to land the nade up here from distance, but Texall stays safe. This is the cornerstone of this attack right now, with 2 ticks already picked up for Ereus. Are we going to get a touch? We do not. You can see GP goes back towards bookstore. MewThree will relinquish control point on the board with 5 minutes on the clock here for Ereus, and we're gonna have a nano boost ready to go immediately. ICAV able to pull out their signature hero. We kind of saw earlier. You look at just time played, right? ICAV does like this cast. Nano's gonna go on to Lars. Sleep Dart plus Blizzard. Oh, Lars tried to catch it. You saw the DM just barely come up, but couldn't quite find the Blizzard. And we'll end up locked down, mechless, defenseless. Going up. Up to the 3rd floor. Tidal Blast able to protect Gold Pants through the Deadeye. Self-destruct on the point there out of Lars. But that's looking at a lot of cooldowns for us there. Yeah, we saw the recall out, saw the self-destruct out. And of course, that just means go time for Escanor and Golden Pants. But, you know what? They went too far. They went too hard, too fast. Nano Minefield thrown it to the corner, but Lars is able to boost out of there. I think he's just intentionally running into a couple here. ICAV able to get the flashbang stun, not able to get the kill. Oh, but China was there waiting for you. 2-piece for China. And 80% towards a nano boost here for Texel. China after the initial assault on the Akka. Now they're just kind of bouncing back and forth. Whoop, does dodge the sleep dart. Still recall force. The pulse won't quite land. Good play there out of the back line. Oh, but Lars comes in to find a low Akka. I guess hit some of the AoE damage from that pulse. Moves in and they've slowly been able to just kind of strangle this defense with that initial pressure from China. I mean, you kept both Ace and Akka kind of confined into that small room with the heal pack. They were never really able to out and get into the thick of it. So, 4 minutes on the clock, just under at this point. Keep an eye out for this Blizzard from screen. It was fight winning there on point B. You might anticipate something similar here if they're able to lock down. I mean, even if you're just able to get, you know, ICAV, much less Texol, could be enormous. We saw it used on the Diva previously. So looking for a DMAC. You see Lars super low. Even just flying that far away, you bet. That's a golden opportunity. Toss in a Blizzard. You're going to isolate ICAV with that. Put the wall up. Oh, just no chance for heals. Mines on point from the defense. I mean, it was a pretty big investment, right? You did use Mines and Blizzard just to get that one opening pick. Lars now with the nano boost. Trying to go run down Akka. Hits some of the mines. It's a lot of damage. Akka doesn't quite make it to the heal pack. Lars did eat, I mean, significant amount of damage through that Shrek. We'll go ahead and lay an egg in the form of a self-destruct to get the mech back. Meanwhile, ICAV has returned into the fight with the Deadeye. Zone out this point here for the final 3 meters. Decided to go ahead and drop it as the Captive Sun was thrown in over the top. ICAV does get popped by that. Low health bars kept alive by a good immortality field. And Ace's Ant Matrix will help this defense stabilize alongside the Captive Sun. Looking at a Rally coming back into this, it's really all you got. Although, Rally's a damn strong tool at the very end of this fight here. So I say that's all you got, but that is a significant one. We'll see how Pingu's able to play it. Do you try to get aggressive with this? We're seeing a flank side push. You can prevent Screen from building up towards this Blizzard. It would be enormous. But a lot of early damage on Texel. They kind of get poked out here at the beginning of the fight, so they're forced to fall back. And this slows the roll of the flanking team on the left-hand side. ICAV, now there it is. Decide we're going to pop the rally and push in on the flank. But Ace lands the headshots. Nano boost thrown in. It's just heavy investment to try to take over this left-hand side. Photon barrier from the defense to try to hang on, but the Lars nano boost is good. Lars will fight Escanor, finds Ace, dancing around the opponent's photon barrier. Now the blizzard comes out. Oh, but has this defense done enough? Lars ends up frozen to the end of the blizzard just to get back into the heel line of sight of Texel. Still, they're not able to hold onto the mech. They will get finished off during the self-destruct. And Scrain comes up with 2, able to cryo-freeze to avoid disaster. And the defense holds. Wow, that one was close. Lars is able to find 3 through the nano boost. I mean, you get some important trades from the defense, but it felt like the photon barrier wasn't quite going to be enough. Scrain doesn't really catch anything with the blizzard, but it was enough at the end of the fight. We're able to keep Lars from finishing the fight in their own right. God, that was on a knife's edge. Teleport up to the high ground. Sleep on to GP as they try to move up there to mine. They still get the mines up. Lars bounced around like a ping pong ball. Hits 4 or 5 different mines. Captive Sun up at top, try to help finish off. Will find ICAV. And this defense with an ambush for the final fight will deny a final cap. As Texel falls, Akka has a good final fight there. Akka with 3 there to close it out. Let's go.
Switching sides.
Ah!
Initiating match. Ready for battle.
3 to 6 team fights. Excuse me, 3 to 6 deaths for Ereus. 3 to 4 deaths from MewThree. And really, honestly, it's 3 to 4 across the board, with ICAV being the only outlier. I mean, that's wild. That is such an even stat line. Where everybody, 9 players in this lobby have either 3 or 4 deaths. Like, that's kind of wild. Of course, I felt like most of MewThree's fight wins came in that 3rd and final hold. Point hold, that is. GP in a Toronto Defiant skin. Ooh, nice little piece of tech to get a pile drive off the stairs there. Just recognizing the max range on that. That's not, you're jumping off the stairwell. Pile driving is not hard. It's just the recognition of the range is so perfect. I believe that did force the cryo freeze out of Scrade. Still, I mean, GP fearlessly going into the back line. Despite, you know, maybe some important cooldowns missing from their squad. Oh, even comes back to share some shields. All right, Escanor now with teleporter on either side of the point, and MewThree are really kind of getting locked in here on this objective. Screen lands a beautiful icicle to find ICAV on the high ground. Whew, that was a nasty shot, Screen. Lars picks up a kill on Akka with his nano boost. Anti will force the cryo freeze, but Screen does have the blizzard to respond with. Caught Pingu in the corner. There you go. That'll be the cap.
Payload moving out.
I hear you spinning your gun there, Texall. I hear it. I hear you. I know. I know. All right, teleport across from the defense. Aqua with another captive stun. They're pretty massive with these today. Yep, ICAP's gonna get caught. Self-destruct. Lars, I mean, kind of just slowing Akka down, I think, with that. That was pretty smart. Using the self-destruct to deny a complete follow-up. I think they're still a little bit messy with Minefield on those back stairs, but a great nade from Texall, able to protect them a little bit. Lars, though, gets isolated down low and demaxed, and that's the beginning of the end. The Christmas ornaments do the trick there for MewThree. If this holds, there'll be a 5-minute time bank going into C. And of course, they don't need a full cap. I mean, they basically need a full cap, but no overtime here. No extra innings here. All right, we're going to look some... This is going to be an interesting fight. We got Photon Barrier and Ant Matrix versus a Deadeye and a Rally. To be a lot of sustain here as the Photon Barrier is thrown in. We already had GP slept at the beginning of this fight. Up to the high ground, we get the Ant Matrix thrown down. Scrade is going to land an Icicle. And Pingu will not get the rally up. It looked like it was a bit of a flip of the map attempt. But the rotation might have been a little sloppy there from Ereus. I mean, oh, you don't even have to use Blizzard. Beautiful play. The Photon Barrier escorts Ace to the high ground with the teleporter. You're able to get the Ant Matrix on that important high ground. Blizzard here to isolate this point. Lars is frozen up. There's a Deadeye from the outside. Anubis thrown on to Lars to keep him alive through that. They survive through the entire Blizzard because of it. ICAV is able to find Scrade after the Deadeye. And the defense miraculously holds at .27. The quick line, perfectly horizontal line to get across the gap there. ICAV trying to roll out here. The nade does have to be used to keep ICAV alive. So it's two important cooldowns here from the defense. We'll see if Akka is able to take advantage of that. Slept down off the high ground. Will immediately pop the captain Sot. Mines. No, never mind. Thought I saw Mines out of the point. It was an optical illusion. Don't mind me. Rally up! He can stun the Yori out of the sky, or at least out of the flight. Now we'll go chase them down. Oh, what a turn of events! You thought you had Baku dead to rights. Pingu just hits the ultimate. Rally to me! Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Pingu's in trouble now, though. Gets walled up. Beautiful play there from Scrane. About to move on to this point. Ace Ant Matrix from the high ground. This might just be the beginning of the end. MewThree are cleaning house. A little bit of a stall there from China. The ice block comes and goes. The lone auto won't last, and MewThree take the lead of the series. Ah, sorry. Yeah. Not gonna play again. All right, we're gonna get an Ereus map pick. It's gonna be Runasapi headed into map 4. Do we get Lars staying in? I mean, this is gonna be a great Zarya map if you so choose to bring it out. Let's get you ICAV with just an enormous amount of damage. Feels like they're one of the top in deaths as well, though. We'll see if they can find more value here as we head into Runasapi. Let's see, I owe you a MewThree band. We are going to get the Diva actually banned out from MewThree. So we are going to get that Lars. The Lars Zarya is here. Watch for the GP balls directly above them here. They do know, as you can see, ICAF throws a flashbang up there. They know GP is there. Let me get that band plugged in for you real quick. All right, there's the setup. We are getting screen in. So for this, once you get this double flex DPS lock, but we're getting an Echo Tracer to accompany the squad. And then Akka pulling out the Wuyong once again. So we saw the Akka Wuyong, sorry, I hit the wrong pop there. But we saw the Akka Wuyong way back on map 1. Juju, you forgot the manager in the tweet. Oh no. Oh no. Come on, Juju. I'm teasing. I don't know. Woo! God, I mean, there's that short game I'm talking about from JP. Got that was a double boop on to Jesper, so I had to confirm that kill. You got the knockback and then swung around and rolled in for the follow-up. God, I mean, there's the short game, right? Just kind of able to play around the car there. Gets the boot back into the corner. This buys time for the rest of the team to position effectively against the Deadeye, right? Created space from ICAV and the MewThree backline. Really, really smart short game out of GP's Wrecking Ball. But ICAV does have the accuracy to make it happen here. Looked like it was Escanor with a Tidal Blast is able to remove the Ace shooter off the battlefield. Not to be confused with Ace themselves, who just threw a Kitsu into the battlefield. You know, it's getting a little confusing here. I'm sorry, but corralled into a corner, that is a juicy, juicy minefield. No way. Ereus playing Zarya, Venture on Runasapi. Who could have seen this one coming, LP? Who could have seen this one coming? So why did we ban the Diva? I mean, genuinely. Is this, I mean, do they really feel like... That almost says to me, MewThree is like, I would rather you play the Czar, but rather you play what you want to play here than have the option to swap to the Diva. Which I think is such an interesting choice. Because this does feel pretty, like, this is what they always play on this map, right? I mean, y'all would know. People that are scrimming this team would know better than I would, obviously. Oh, that's going to be 2 caught in that grab. A duplicate out of screen, gets a bubble into it, is able to protect your squishy. Screen won't get the, you know, the duplicate Graviton Surge into the fight, but still a smart play, smart dupe. And you get some value, you're able to stay in this fight. Build up towards, you know, perhaps this pulse swap, throw it onto ICAV. Whew, that was sound barrier, bubble, Suzu, everything to keep ICAV alive through that exchange. All right, corner pressure from Akka and the Wuyong. Screen goes over to Afar for a similar thing. Been looking at a lot of, you know, corral. It's kind of the name of the game here from, whoops, go to GP Pop. You know what? Throwing a Tidal Blast onto your Wrecking Ball is a great way to corral your enemy. You have a clean Jesper swag off the outside. Little roof surfing there from GP. ICAV's gonna go ahead and run the Wrecking Ball out. Stabilizing on that corner a little bit. Lars tries to push forward. We do get dueling Kitsus there down the long road. Oh, and a tectonic shock layered right over the top of that. Could be nasty. Jesper Swag find their way into this fight. They're trying to move in from the water wheel. Whoa, get a good wave in to pick up Escanor. Just barely catching him. Escanor was up in the air coming off of the planter. Oh, but Jesper Swag invests in too deep. The burrow and the drill dash spent. Hey, you know what? It's a sack play. It's a sacrifice play. Ereus will take the lead. Then we'll get the checkpoint here as we just cross the halfway mark in time. Screen's gonna move to back into the May. With a defensive pulse, just gonna haphazardly throw it out, trying to defend against that enormous grab. The grab catching too. Just well played there from Lars. Kind of watched GP roll around and caught him right on the wall. So Sound Barrier versus Mines and Tidal Blast. So Pingo desperately back it up, make sure they do not get hit by that minefield. We have separated Lars from the rest of the pack here a little bit. Lars playing up in the window. Just for Swag in very, very deep. Lars trying to be the glue between Just for Swag and the back line. And, you know, their own support line. Tectonic Shock aggressively possession. Finds Akka. Is looking. Ace is able to swift step out. Here comes the pressure. Lars jumps in. Sound Barrier is invested to support this attack. And a beautiful layering of ultimate has resulted in another Ereus fight win. They are just strolling through Runasapi right now. ICAV, Lars, Texol with 1 death apiece. I'm surprised we didn't get the Kitsu out sooner, to be honest. ICAV will go down. Now we get the rush in play. There's a lot of bubbles and a lot of damage running out on a Winton. Golden Pants immediately is able to hold. Drops a bubble, gets in the face of Lars, gets the healing necessary out of the rejuvenating wave. MewThree make a stand. But you have forced GP off of their prized hero. This is always awkward for MewThree. It's not, I mean, it's not like they don't know how to play around it. I mean, MewThree, or Golden Pants, actually, when they weren't, it wasn't on MewThree at the time, had to play an entire season when we first had hero bans with Wrecking Ball just getting Purbo banned. So, GP got a lot of practice at playing other things, right? So, they're definitely very capable. God, look how fast they built up that Primal. Good lord. You know, not exactly a Korean Primal, but a good juggle on a Texol nevertheless. You know, a little more of the sideways juggle. I respect it. It's a checkpoint from MewThree. 90 seconds to go. Another grab available. 2-3 split here from MewThree. Scran with the... has the Blizzard. We got a Tidal Blast thrown in on to Golden Pants. Wall up. Deadeye grab. He's going to catch 3 in it. Deadeye will find Escanor through all that. Lars is low trying to hold the corner. Just for Swag and Pingu, though, able to go in, create so much pressure. Lars has time to heal up. And the cycling of aggression, beautifully executed out of Ereus. Picks up a pair of kills. And they will deny any more progress here with 45 seconds remaining. Nasty staggers ensure that this cart will get over the midfield line and will take away the close spawns from MewThree. Double support ults now available here for Ereus. OC out of Escanor. Which we have seen flex around into such a wide variety of heroes, now pulling out a hit scan. And this, I feel like I remember Escanor playing hit scan. Well, I was kind of second guessing myself when I saw all the traits earlier, not gonna lie. Tectonic Shock out of Just for Swag, playing out of that backside. Under a bit of pressure here, you hear the shots from Screen landing. Escanor's OC also in play. But they've just got a Sound Barrier and Zarya right in your face. No hope, no shot. You get anything done. That yellow bar is gonna go down so fast. Ereus have done it with kind of a signature pick. They will have a flawless final fight to force the map 5. But now MewThree will get map pick and first ban going into this precious map 5. And of course have anything at their disposal. Any map that has not been played yet is available. They're not confined to playing control or any specific game type. And there's that minefield in the small room and GP showing off more of that short game. Just so good at the short game. It's ridiculous. God, it's admirable. Like, I just want to watch GP pop all day long. So we're knotted up. MewThree choose Dorado. What? This ban is pretty important. You use your Diva ban in the last map. See, this is why I was like, why don't you just ban the Zarya out on Runasapi? Then save your Diva ban for Dorado. Now, I will say, if you ban out the Diva here, we have that added flexibility. Something Ereus has never had before is the ability, like, you bring in Hattori, bring in the Winston, right? That may be what we see happen anyway. And MewThree, I think, is anticipating that exact move. They're going to ban the Ana. Take a look at some stats there from map 5. From map 4, excuse me. The recency bias showing in these prats today, y'all. My goodness, Ereus wins a map, and they have 95% for map 2. Suddenly, MewThree wins a map, they have 93% for map 4. Ah, so what do you got? What do you got? Is your recency bias going to carry over to map 5? What you got? What you got for me? Jesper just 1v5s. Don't sub them out, Tim. Machu! You know what? We're having a great day. We're going to map 5. We've got Ereus and MewThree. What more could you ask for? What more could you ask for? I mean, look at these stats. 3 to 7 in deaths from MewThree. 3 to 6 in deaths from Ereus. I mean, again, we saw something extraordinarily similar. I mean, it's been so close here today, it feels like. What do we got ban-wise? We said it was an Ana ban from MewThree. It's going to be a Tracer ban here out of Ereus. It's almost like there's a scoreboard there, Prashi. It's 2-2. We're headed to map 5. Okay, I'll turn it back on. I've really got to set up a Stream Deck key for that. Yeah, there you go. There is a scoreboard.
Do you have any cool stories?
Lars stays in with the Winton. With the Ana banned out close enough.
5, 4,
Brightside comes back in for a more straight hit scan here from MewThree. So we'll see Screen go back to the bench. Escanor moves back into a flex DPS role, who's been, a hyper flex and he's played just about everything. Like every kind of role, utility DPS, flanker DPS, hit scan DPS, which we are getting. There's talk of utility DPS becoming an actual real thing, and a real third role between Jost, flex, and hit scan. Dan Meister, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Is there somewhere to watch the Unks and Chuds game? I haven't heard of anybody streaming that one. I will double check for you here after this match is over. Cav. There was a little cap on to Akas and Escanor trying to teleport people to some high ground here. So far, this defense looks like it hasn't gotten very far. Has not been able to find anything here on this high ground. So far, so good for Ereus. So Escanor coming off the Symmetra, no more teleport strats. We're going to get the Echo and the burst damage alongside it. Really, everybody can get to high ground, right? Even Akka has like an outburst that can get to high ground. God, just the micro attack, just knows this distance so well. It's ridiculous. It's the slightest rollback to get the drop off. His holds, by the way, is holding. It's one of the tricks I've heard. Hold your pile drive, but so it's the moment it's available. You're not rapid pressing your pile drive. You hold it down. So the pixel, if it becomes available, you slam. Anyway, so little advice, little pro tip there from Gold Pets. That may have actually been from Ostrix, but from high level wrecking balls. There you go, little double boop, roll around through Lars, gets the pile drive up with the minefield, but Lars is able to get the bubble in. Swift step through from Texol. Get them healthy. But the investment does buy the first quarter here from MewThree. Jeffrey trying to buy it back. Tectonic shock. The outburst into the Captain's Son. Keeps Akka in the air. Jeffrey goes down. Captain's Son will hit too. ICAV is bubbled. Trying to hold on with this Deadeye. We've also had a Kutsu in play from the defense. Now, through the exchange, Ace holds on to their own Kitsune Rush. They are going to respond with that immediately. Over the wall comes Escanor with a duplicate. A lot of pressure down. They would love to get the Cassidy. It's going to be a duplicate into the Cassidy, as a matter of fact. Rally in play here from the defense as Pingu's trying to hang on, and Lars is able to get a kill. We got the grab in the pocket, but you don't need it. You win the fight without it, and there's only a minute to go. Machu Goat. I see no lies there, Brashy. Captain Prash Goat. Let's go. I appreciate y'all being here. For real. So Akka goes into a Juno. More sustain, less punching power. Lars with the big grab available. Has been lights out good with these today. It's Lars. They've always been lights out good with grabs. So dangerous. Yeah, absolutely. You're not just going to catch GP. You force the other two back. A perfect divide and conquer. Here from Lars and Ereus with only 15 seconds to go. Now 10. It's looking like a enormous full hold here in map 5. No touch.
It's hot.
Score 0-0. Switching sides.
Only option is watching it in Discord from their POV closed game, says Juju, talking about unks and shuts. So there you go. Oops, I love this. Let's go into the bell tower. I love this spot. Only 3 deaths from Ereus in that entire defense. ICAV once again with just the truckload of damage. Okay. Escanor pulls out a Venture. God, it's just showing off another hero they can play. My goodness, Escanor. You just, I mean, what a flexible gamer.
Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
I'm surprised Zarya hasn't gotten any mythics. I was so hoping for a Zarya mythic gun. I would have so much rather that than the pink Orisa thing. Anyway. Importantly, we are sticking with the sustained look out of the defense from MewThree. Just for swag up top. Alright, just. Ooh, Akka 1 gets to the Mega! You saw the call was there. Just for swag wanted that. What an enormous pick. That could have just been the series, but fortunately for Akka and MewThree, they're able to stay afloat. You gotta not only hold this high ground, but continue to put pressure down. Okay, we're gonna get the rotation out of Ereus. Just for swag gets popped in the back. A little bit of the spin cycle, or washing machine there from MewThree, or from Golden Pants. Kind of slam it into the same spot over and over again. Wasn't quite spin cycle, but the same concept. Just kind of slamming that same corner over and over again. Yep, that allows time for the setup in the pile drive throw. Good bubbles out of Lars. Just for swag, ICAV come up with kills after all of that. And so Ereus successfully take the high ground and put the pressure back down, as I was talking about. Can't just hold it, you gotta utilize it. Golden Pen's bouncing in and out because of this full hold. They can't even just hold Fountain, right? Such a dangerous spot to be in. A lot of ult online. Texel's going to go ahead and get this Kitsu into the fight. You find bright side immediately. Akka will get popped. There's mines there, but you know what? You can't stall with mines. And Ereus take a dominant map 5 after such a close series. They put up just an astonishing hold here. Pingo with play of the game. Swag Nation in chat. GG's all around. I mean, just a huge hold. It didn't feel like Ereus really suffered much casualties on their attack, does it? Yeah, no, they certainly did not. They certainly did not. Only 4 deaths, and 75% of those were just for swag. Which is your venture, right? You know, we talked about the sacrifice play there at the very end of the hold. What a game. What a game. Hitori adds such a difficult wrinkle to this team. Ereus was already hard enough to play against with just their core strategy and their core strengths when you knew it was coming, right? When you knew what to ban out. But then you get into Dorado, you get into this situation, and this is how powerful Hitori is. Hitori helps you win this match from the bench, right? You got an Ana ban. You got an Ana ban out of MewThree here for the final map because they had to keep Hitori off of Winston here. And that's how powerful like that pickup has been. To what is, like I said, been a notoriously unchanging squad out of Ereus, right? So an enormous addition to this team, looking so dangerous here in Season 7. And honestly, validating kind of my placement of them at number 1 after this huge dub over MewThree. Yeah, I mean, MewThree got 3-0'd like their very first match of the season by SRPC, or it was 3-1. It wasn't 3-0'd even. It was a 3-1. But I still like, MewThree didn't quite look like themselves yet, right? I feel like this team kind of takes a little bit of time to ramp up, just like a Wrecking Ball comp does. They looked more informed today in Ereus with that big hold at the end. But man, it's the point I almost want to give Hitori player of the match because she won them, like she essentially won them the match from the bench in map 5, right? You completely force the comps around, and then Ereus just come out with their standard Zarya, their Zarya venture look, and you 3 end up even trying to match it at the end. You know, you see Escador trying to pull out a venture and trying to match Jesper swag on the venture. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna stick with my guns. I'm giving Hitori player of the match here. Also with the insane primal on map 1 to close out and save map 1, and also just kind of being the first new addition I feel like on Ereus ever. Yeah. So we'll give the newcomer and Hitori player of the match, only playing 2 maps and just having the aura to force the bans and force the compositions on map 5. There you go. Big dubs. Congrats to Ereus.